3 days a week, there is a special peacemaking ministry that happens at Camp Wesley Woods that you might not know so very much about. This is Camp Sunday 2023, and this year we focus on how camp brings peace in Iowa. Greetings. I'm so excited today. You guys know how excited I get on Camp Sunday, but I'm especially excited this year because we have been studying this theme of peace, and we've been talking about how bringing peace in our world can change everything. And today I have the most solid example of that through our camping ministries in Iowa. Now, I know you guys know that Wesley Woods and Camp Okoboji do summer camps for kids. And you know that, probably know, I should say, that they also do retreats all year round for adults and for youth and confirmation classes and other groups. And that ministry is something we're very familiar with. But today, I want to tell you about this peace-bringing ministry that is changing lives in Iowa. And we get people who are coming from hours away to come participate in this ministry because there's not a lot of it out there because the mental health system we have is really struggling right now. There's not enough care. There are not enough resources. And Wesley Woods, through their equestrian program, their horse program, is doing an amazing thing 3 solid days a week. And I don't want to give it all away in just this intro, but I do want you to understand why it is so important for us to know what's happening at our camps and with our camping and retreat ministries, because there are some things going on that are changing lives every day, and we have a chance to be a part of it. That's amazing stuff. So let's get excited and let's remember that camp is about bringing peace. Peace to our children, peace to adults, peace to everyone of any age, of any station, of any identity that you can imagine. Whatever is going on within us, God calls us to peace and to be able to enjoy peace, which changes everything. So let's continue with this great view of what's going on at camp with their equestrian therapy program. Welcome to Wesley Woods. Wesley Woods is located south of Indianola, only about half an hour from Osceola proper. And Wesley Woods is a camping and retreat center like no other in Iowa. In fact, a lot of the things that happen at Wesley Woods you might not be aware of because they're not things that happen at just any old camp. So let's take a look at the ways that Wesley Woods is bringing peace in Iowa. This is one of the camp staff at the Equestrian Center. Of course, equestrian, for those of you who aren't horse people, means horses. And we had a sunset tour of the Equestrian Center the other day to talk with them about their new program, a fairly new program, called Equine Therapy. And this is an amazing gift to Central Iowa. Equine therapy is a way for people who are usually at mercy of their bodies to regulate and control themselves, who are struggling because of things that are going on emotionally, to have a relationship with an animal that helps them tap into their own feelings, their own emotions, and through the relationship with a horse especially, it can help them have a safe relationship to explore their feelings. And so licensed therapists come to the horse barn, and the staff at Wesley Woods helps with the horse skills and horsemanship while licensed therapists help them with identifying their emotions and their feelings and understanding how having a relationship with an animal can help them in their own relationships. At the horse barn, you'll see boards and information and signs that help people identify their feelings. What are the signs of the sensation that is going on in your body that helps you understand that a new feeling is being manifested? If you're breathless, what does it mean? If you're frantic, what does it mean? If you are tense, what does it mean? And how can your animal, in this case horses, how can your horse help you identify those moments when you are feeling anxious or when you are feeling frustrated, when you are feeling scared, so that you can identify times that you need to respond and release that to be healthy. It's an amazing and effective program that, as you can see by the tack down here hanging below the sign, there are gobs of horses out at Wesley Woods that are all trained to do this equine therapy. This is Holly, one of the horses, and I wanted you to see Holly because Holly is sort of having a little spa day at the barn, so to speak. She was looking a little slender to the staff and not quite acting as spunky as normal. And they keep such a good eye on all of their animals that they can identify even the slightest changes. As you can see, Holly is not emaciated. There are no ribs showing. There's nothing that it looks as alarming as you might imagine, but the staff is very in tune to the horses, and they identified that Holly was having a little bit of a struggle. It had been pretty cold for a while, and the horses burn up a little more energy when it's cold, and Holly just needed a little extra TLC. So they've got Holly pulled into the barn, and she's getting a special diet right now to help beef her up a little bit more in these winter months and get her back out with her friends. And Holly's responding very well to that. So she's starting to feel a little bit better. And it's amazing to me how well in tune the staff is. But it is a sign of how this therapy program that they have really helps not just the people who are in therapy, but it also helps the staff to understand and be in tune with each of the animals and to know very, very keenly what is happening with each of their horses. It is absolutely amazing to me how well they know each and every horse out there. And there are gobs of horses out at Wesley Woods. It is just fabulous and wonderful. Now here's Holly. Also, this is another just artistic barn picture here, but it's another picture that is showing her eating that special diet we were talking about. And then she has, oh my gosh, this is a bad joke. She literally has a friend. This is Amigo, her amigo. And Amigo was also identified as looking like he needed some extra attention. So those are the two that are pulled into the barn, getting a little extra attention right now until they can look a little healthier and are ready to go back out. The barn has plenty of room, plenty of stalls, and it's really very well built and very extremely roomy for a show barn. And it is designed almost made just for this, because there's enough room for each of the people who is in therapy to feel like they have safe space. Nobody has to be on top of each other. It's not like one of those pony rides at the fair where they're all in just one of those little circles going around and around in a very small space. They have lots of room, and these two had even more room because the other horses were out to pasture. So as we mentioned, the people who work with these animals and who are in therapy with the animals grow very in tune to the horses, and that connection helps them feel safe, helps them understand their own feelings, and helps them be able to deal with their frustrations and their pain and their anxiety in healthy ways. There is not enough of this in the world, guys, and it is a gift that Wesley Woods has this and is able to share this, because so many people cannot put words to their frustrations right now, and it's been a very unhealthy environment the last couple of years, especially with COVID and all that people have dealt with through that, all of the losses that people have dealt with during that time, the PTSD that has flared up in so many people, the alcohol abuse that has flared up in so many people, all of the struggles that we've seen society go through in the last couple of years have had no outlet for so many people. And this is an amazing and healthy way for people to have that outlet. So thanks be to God for this ministry that's available at Wesley Woods. And although we're going to say goodnight now to the horses, I told you we had a sunset tour, and it was starting to get dark when we were leaving. But before we shut the gate, which was our job that night, we had some other animals to meet. It turns out that it's not just equine therapy that happens at Wesley Woods, but there are some other animals that provide therapy. And I don't want you to miss the opportunity. Oh, wait, not these animals. These are different animals. Sorry, wrong slide. These animals. Wesley Woods also has therapy rabbits. And you can see that the hutch behind is quite large. And there are probably a couple dozen rabbits that also provide therapy at Wesley Woods. This little guy is one of the favorites. His name is Fearless. They don't call him Fearless because he's not afraid. They call him Fearless because they thought it would hurt his feelings if they called him Earless. Fearless doesn't have any ears. His mom nibbled off his ears when he was a baby, and he suffered some trauma himself. And because of that, he is one of the favorites for therapy, because sometimes when we know someone else has understood pain, it helps us understand ours. And this is one of the reasons why having therapy at a Christian camp is so amazing. I'm just going to say that again. When we understand that someone else has already felt our pain, we can relate to them better. Jesus has felt our pain. God knows about our struggles, and we're able to relate to him better because of it. And so this camp not only provides therapy, but for those who desire it, it also provides a closer connection to God and a closer connection to the struggle that Christ went through. So there it is. That's what's happening with therapy at the camp. The equine therapy, the rabbit therapy, and don't forget there are other animals at the camp too that provide therapy, not necessarily with a trained therapist, but provide play therapy for the kids who were there during the week, during the summer. We also have other things you may have heard of happening at camp as well. So just so you know, there's a ropes course at the camp. This is the ropes course at sunset, kind of a fun view of it. But it gives confidence and helps build self-esteem to the kids for those who are attending camp. And that's an important thing too for those kids who feel like like they're just not enough. And this camp gift of the ropes course helps provide that self-esteem they need. There are other things going on at the camp. Here, Logan's pointing to the fishing pond. We have some wagon rides that happen very frequently. We'll see a couple pictures of that. And look at all the wildlife at the camp. There are gobs of deer near Lake Aquabi. And this guy was a little skinny that day, but I guarantee this is before the corn came in, and they're looking a little fatter out there now. Um, The raccoon, though, certainly looks chunky enough. There's plenty of those around as well. There's squirrels, there are bobcat, there are all kinds of amazing wild animals. They keep their distance from the kids, of course, and from those who are on retreat, but it's always nice to see them and be able to enjoy the nature that surrounds us. Even the wildflowers are a wonderful, wonderful source of life and beauty for us at the camp. And there are some animals that aren't as wild, such as the burros here, the donkeys that are at the camp. You see Liana trying to feed the donkeys. They're happy to see her. And I have to point out there's Pastor Jim and Rhonda on the same hayride as us. And down below you'll see a picture of the chapel, the outdoor chapel at camp. It has recently been updated so that the benches are in good shape and the chapel is beautiful. It is where the closing Easter service is at the end of each week of camp. Here's a picture at the bottom left of those Easter services I was just talking about. You'll see at the top a goat. There's all kinds of stuff happening at camp. There's archery, there's a swimming pool, there's a swimming pond. Anything you can imagine. There, of course, on the lake, when there's water in the lake, there is a building with canoes and kayaks, and there's also a pontoon boat that all go on Lake Aquabi. So as soon as the lake is all cleaned up and ready to go, they will be back on the lake doing those things as well. So camp is an amazing gift, and we are the ones who support and make that gift possible. So thank you for all of your support to the camp. Thank you for making it possible for so many people in Central Iowa to have the therapy they absolutely need. This is life-changing, life-saving therapy. Camp is not just a place for people to go and have fun. It's a place for kids' lives and adults' lives to be changed forever. And it is a place that when everything else fails, we can find peace. Be a peacemaker and help support camp. As the sun goes down on today, it doesn't go down on camp. God is with us and with all those who are provided peace in this place. If you want to support the camping program, you can donate at any time. Put your check in the offering plate and write camp on it, and it goes to the camp. Your designated money is always given to whatever you designate it to. If you want to make sure it goes specifically to the therapy program to support mental health therapy that is desperately needed in Central Iowa through the camp, then just go ahead and write Barnum Equestrian Center, or if you can't remember the name, write horse program, and we will know exactly what you're talking about and make sure that that gift gets to the place it's supposed to go. That is our responsibility as the church, and we have amazing financial secretary and treasurer who make sure that every gift you designated goes exactly to the thing you designated for. So if they have questions, they will call, but I guarantee horse program, we know what that means. So thank you for all that you do to support the camp, and blessings to everybody who's going to use the camp this year. If you need anything or need help to register, need help for knowing what's going on, how to support it, how to be a part of it, how to volunteer to muck out stables or to carry hay bales or whatever it is you're amazing at to help out at the camp, let me know and I will help you find a way. Blessings to all, and I'll see you next week.